Danny Acosta for Fight Magazine here with Strikeforce lightweight champion Gilbert Melendez. Gilbert, you're just in the UFC cage here helping Jake Shields prepare for his fight at UFC 121. How'd it feel inside the Octagon?
Octagon felt good. That's pretty big. Is that the actual size right here?
I think so.
That's a humongous cage. You can do a lot of running in there. I wish we fought in like a little smaller cage. All the shows, but whatever. It felt really cool to be in there. You know what I mean? You got to admit, the UFC is an amazing show. I'm a fan of the MMA, and I'm a big fan of the UFC. So I've been in there with Danny Acosta before, and now I'm excited to be there with one of my best friends, Jake Shields. I'm extremely happy for him and this whole event.
What do you feel is going to be the key for Jake Shields to get past Martin Kampmann? It's a very tough opponent in his debut.
You know, I don't think it's really brought down to the the key or the only thing. I think he has a lot of options, you know? Like, I think Jake's going to be fine everywhere. If he hurts his knee and is forced to stand, I think he'll be just fine, you know, like in the middle of the fight. Or if, he gets hit, I think he'll handle it good and be all right. If he gets in a submission, he'll be fine. I mean, like, I seen him being just, completely prepared for this. But I think the key would for him to control the cage, control everything, close the gap, take him to the ground. And if they get swinging, his timing's amazing. I think he's just completely prepared for this, you know what I mean?
Talk about the attitude that Jake Shields has right now. He's obviously a winner. He's on a huge win streak. Is there a sense that, Dan Henderson couldn't knock him out and he was a 205-pound champion, so Martin Kampmann won't be able to?
I think, there's always a possibility of getting knocked out, but I think, from overcoming that, that's a sleeper from Dan Hendo to everybody. That's a sleeper Bisping, like everybody. That's what I'm referring to, but there's a lot of those sleepers that Dan Henderson did, and I think, brought a lot of, respect to Jake, to the fans, and to himself, confidence, knowing that, like, hey, man, I can take a shot and overcome it. And, and I just think, he just feels confident, more confident than ever. He has the same goal of being the best in the world forever. And now he's just one step closer. So, like, the motivation is freaking there,
You talk about the stand-up progress Jake Shields has made. You were talking in ESPN about how he's beating you up a little bit these days.
He is. It's true, man. I mean, I like to think I contribute to him. I think I'm really good on my feet too. And this guy's tough, and he kicks well. He strikes well. He's tucking that chin and engaging a lot more. And he's a complete mixed martial artist now. And I think with the thought of the takedown threatening Kampmann all the time, I think that'll open up a lot more on the feet as well. And I think that's one thing Jake knows how to take advantage of, and I think he'll utilize that. So his stand-up is great, man. He just straight up Muay Thai. We do that. It's no fun.
How much does George St Pierre have to worry about a fight with Jake Shields?
Oh, he should be worried. Not worried. Just maybe very excited to have a worthy opponent that'll challenge him that. I think Jake is not a question of, to me, it used to be like the guy that might beat St Pierre. Now to me it's like this is the guy who's gonna beat St Pierre. So I think St Pierre has that in his head, and he's not gonna step down to that. So I think it makes for a great war, and I think he must be very excited for it, like the warrior he is.
Two fighters you might have a vested interest on the card, Daniel Ninja Roberts, who is on your team, and also Tito Ortiz, who you're a fan of in the old school. So, talk about their fights real quick and how you see those going.
I'm going to start with my boy Daniel Roberts, man. He's been training really hard with us, and he has he's come a long way, and I feel like he can still improve, but he's so good already, and he's successful in the UFC. I'm looking forward to seeing him fight the Joker, and it's going to be a good fight, I believe, and Daniel should do really well, and hopefully utilizes his takedowns really well. If he puts Joker on the back, I think he could maybe even finish him. And for Tito Ortiz, man, I love him, dude. I'm going for him. I'm cheering for him. But in all honesty, I think Matt Hamill has the edge here and can do it. But but I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna be rooting for Tito out there, and see if the Huntington Beach bad boy comes back. He's a Cali wrestler, so it's just always exciting to just be a part of this amazing card right here, man. Jake Shields, Kampmann, Brock Lesnar versus Kane, Tito Ortiz versus Hamill. I mean, shit, dude. This is. I'm a little kid in a candy store,
And switching gears to Gilbert Melendez, is it frustrating that you could only fight Eddie Alvarez in the EA Sports MMA?
I did. I beat him. The other day in the MMA game, But it's not frustrating, Eddie's in all my conversations now, and it's all out of respect to Eddie. You know what I mean? Like, I truly want to fight that guy, and I want to see who's a tougher guy. That just help me sleep better at night. And I think we're getting warmer on that. I think he wants it. I know he's not happy with just, he has a tough fight tonight against Huerta, but I think if he can get by Huerta, it'll be like, who's next for him, and I think that's the same question for me, and I think hopefully Bjorn and Scott Coker can work together and make it happen. I think Bjorn said he'd already do it on Showtime in San Jose, so I'm like, hey, Scott, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Why not take it? So I'm up for it.
Gilbert Melendez. And Gil, if you could just tell us real quick your predictions for Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar.
My prediction is Cain Velasquez in 3 rounds. 3 rounds, Cain Velasquez.
How do you see him taking it?
I see Cain using his footwork really well, and not even letting Brock get even into a takedown, and making Brock take some ugly shots and some good uppercuts off the gate, using that. But if Brock can weather that, then I see Brock getting the takedown successfully, but I see Cain working his way up to the feet and eventually breaking him with the sprawl and brawl or getting off a bottom and wanting it. Except Brock is not an easy guy to get off of the bottom. But I think Cain will have the moment where he's going to see the blood within those 3 rounds and take full advantage of it.
Gilbert Melendez.